Everything is fine here at Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, here to bring you some more Star Wars content to talk about. We actually have another trailer drop. I was definitely not seeing this coming. So within the last week, well, with 7 total days, we are now getting a second trailer. So we just recently showed what trailer just dropped? I'm totally spacing. Which one did we just talk about last week? Oh man, where is my mind going? Was it the Acolyte one? I guess that was a little further back. I don't know. It's 10, well, 11 o'clock at night, so tired, needless to say. But either way, we've got a new trailer to talk about, and it's with the new um Star Wars game coming out called Outlaws. So we have what they're calling the story trailer. We have had one trailer released already for the game, and now we're getting another one. So I'm curious to see what this one's like. I haven't watched it yet. I've been waiting all day to watch it, avoiding spoilers. I mean, I don't know if you can have spoilers on trailers, but avoiding any insight on the trailer so I could have my live reaction to it here today in front of everyone. So we will get to that in a second. Just want to call out some details about it. So it says here, experience the first ever open world Star Wars game set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So that's some key information right there. Cool that we'll get some more insight on, the OT time frame in between two of the most popular movies of fans. So interesting to see what kind of cameos we could potentially get from the OT crew here. So maybe they'll show some in the trailer here. But it says explore distinct planets across the galaxy, both iconic and new. Risk it all as Kay Vess, so that's the character that you will be playing as, a scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life along with her companion Nyx. Fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. So very much like a Han Solo kind of feel character. So yeah, interested to see how this game comes out or how it goes about. Release date is set for August 30th of this year, so not too far away. And it'll be on platforms PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows. So covering most of the major bases there. Developers, Massive Entertainment, Ubisoft Paris, and more. And it's a single player shooter game, action adventure game. And they're actually dubbing this as one of the most anticipated games of 2024. And that's in quotations. So who is labeling that as such? I didn't catch that, but I don't know. I think those terms get thrown out loosely. We'll see. I think I think people were more at least Star Wars fans were more anticipating a remake of Knights of the Old Republic over this game, but we'll see how this turns out. I'm excited. Excuse me. I don't have as much available time these days to play video games. I still haven't finished Jedi Survivor. I'm like a quarter of the way through that game, and I still have a lot to go. So I do want to play that game probably before I do this one, but I guess I've got some time to sneak it in. But summer is around the corner. We're starting to get spring now here in Minnesota. In the 60s today, it's supposed to be 60s tomorrow. So when it gets warmer, it feels like the time, even though you have more daylight, well, that could kind of hinder, I guess, the ability to play video games. But it just gets harder to find time to do video games, especially I'm on 2 softball teams. I have this podcast. I have work. I now have an almost 10-month-old son. So I've got other priorities, but we'll see what I can do. We'll sneak it in if possible. So with that, let's get to this trailer here. So if you recall, I have to use my iPad to play the trailer. So I am just pulling that up now. Give me a second with this. Share my screen. Start the broadcast. All right, I see that came up. Transition over to YouTube where I have the trailer already. And again, I have yet to see this. I'm actually going to refresh it because it's making me nervous that it's not loading all the way through. Close that out. Okay. All right. Oh, almost looks like Canto Bight already to start off. All right, so we've got it all set, ready to go. Probably will watch through this twice, get through my original or initial reactions first, and then kind of go back and gather some of the information. So here we go.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Huts.
Syndicates.
It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions.
True, that is true.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet at last.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal. You crossed their boss Sliro, and now he wants you gone. Rob his fortune, buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish.
Ooh, Han Solo cameo.
I'm in.
Boom.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
Pikes.
Come back when you're not.
I love all the aliens we're getting.
Jabba, right?
Ooh, Jabba.
Don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part.
For about as long as I can remember, it's just been me and Nix. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship.
Something tells me freedom isn't the final goal here.
Yes.
I mean, it is. But there'll be other things along the way.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Sliro. Vess is mixed up in something bigger.
I can't hear that name and not think Slavo.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy.
Fighter action.
But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all. Hold on, Nick!
Oh. That's probably your job as well. With sand or
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
interesting.
I'm gonna risk it all.
All right. All right. Let me see something really quick. All right. That's what I thought. Hold on. All right. All right. That's weird. Why is that coming really quick? All right. All right. So I went ahead and closed out of that. You might have heard my voice twice there. All right. So initial thoughts from the trailer. I mean, it looks fun. Looks like quite the adventure. A lot of action. So I mean, it's a first-person shooter, so it's going to be more of a storyline potentially. A lot of aliens. I like that. Love the cameos that we're getting. We saw Jabba the Hutt, Jabba's palace. We've got Han Solo and Carbonite, and some of the creatures we see. We like see the sand worm from Tatooine. It looks like that we saw in the Mandalorian. Also getting those pit creatures. Ugh. Again, it's like I'm totally spacing on the names of them that we've seen in Return of the Jedi. It'll come to me here in a second. But and then we've got a bunch of new creatures too. Some I haven't seen yet. So looks really cool. Looks really fun. I'm actually gonna play that one more time. But I gotta join in again. And that's Slaro, I think the villain's name is. Again, I can't not think of Slamo, if what Anakin uses as kind of a insult term. All right, let's pull it up again. Share screen. Start broadcast. Oh, and you know what happened? I think the reason why you were hearing me twice is it went into the actual live recording broadcast of what we're playing on YouTube. All right, so let's get back to YouTube. And let's get out of that. And let's play this. There we go. Full screen. Let's do this one more time.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes.
I love that we're getting underground and
Dawn,
syndicates.
Hutts.
I want more of that.
It's a golden
story.
age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions.
So I wonder how much running into the Empire
Kay
you
Vess,
will have in this. Obviously,
the
some,
underworld's favorite new scoundrel.
but
We meet at last.
you might run across
What do you want?
rebels
Zarek Besh.
and
They're
Empire.
new, rich,
But it
and
seems like
lethal.
maybe it's the syndicates that you're more.
You crossed their boss Sliro, and now
Fighting against.
he wants you gone.
all of them probably the same.
Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your
that
reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Jabba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding
Warrior
this.
guards.
Okay, we're skipping that part.
For
didn't
about
see
as
his
long as
little
I can remember,
pet creature on them.
it's just been me and Nix. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom.
Graphics look great.
But if
This
we're
is
gonna
actually
pull this
gameplay?
off, we need the
I
right
think
crew
that's the story, but
and the right ship.
so it's probably not the true gameplay graphics.
Yes. Hang on.
Or obviously
Hi.
stealing a ship.
Because you were one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Sliro. Vess is mixed up in something bigger.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all. Hold on, Nick!
Sarlacc.
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
All right. All right, all right, all right. I like it. For this one, I don't know if what are we at? Because I don't have as much time today. Let's see where we're at for time. 15 minutes. All right. You know what? Screw it. You only live once, right? All right. So Outlaws trailer. See, now I'm going to pull it up on my main computer because it makes it easier to share my screen and walk through it versus using my finger on the iPad. So let me share a screen. All right. And here we go. So I'm just going to mute it because we don't need the audio on it. But all right. So this, excuse me, this looks like Canto Bite to me. I don't know if it actually is or not, but the vibe is Canto Bite. And those ships look like the ones from The Last Jedi, which I know is later, but I mean, not much later. And it makes sense. I mean, you're dealing with outlaws. That's the name of the game. And I would imagine, as a real life casinos, Canto Bite being Star Wars casino, there's probably a lot of illegal activity or outlaws, smugglers, syndicate people, crime in this area. It's probably a hot spot for that kind of activity. All right, so we've got Sliro, and he's obviously talking with the syndicates here. So we got the Pikes. Oh, we know what that is, seeing the emblem right there. Crimson Dawn. Who's that? I mean, this would be post the movie Solos, so it could be. I mean, I don't think it is Han Solo's former love interest, but could be. All right. Tatooine. No location, but the species. That's where I remember seeing them. All right. And then we've got the Empire here. Some rainforest type looking planet. Definitely the Empire and doing Empire stuff, escorting people, probably searching, investigating. Again, excuse me with all the coughing. I apologize. I've had this cough for months now. So just bear with me. Any melee runs on there? I don't know why. I just like looking for melee runs. All right, so then here's us. Their weapon. Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. All right. What makes her the favorite? We'll find out. So this is the same species as Num that we see in Return of the Jedi and in Rise of Skywalker. So this looks like a partner. This guy's got betrayal written all over him. Just that smug look he's got. There's going to be some backstabbing action going on, I feel. All right, I don't know who these people are. Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal. Is Zarek Besh a species? Are they people? I'm looking at their visors. Hard to tell. They might be people. Well, maybe not, because it looks like they're wearing contraptions that allow them to breathe the air. Like it's almost like the air is toxic to them. And we see the human, now I forget it, Sliro, and he doesn't have any breathing apparatuses. So maybe those people aren't human. Unless they're just like helmets that are just seem to be ridiculous helmets. We got Droid from the Clone Wars. This looks like Canto Bight again. Move forward. I don't know. Maybe it's not Canto Bight. Well, this is Jabba's palace because there's good old Han Solo, unless it's not currently at Jabba's palace, even though we do see Jabba's palace. Okay, not familiar with these creatures, or looks like a volcano planet. But the architecture is kind of Nabooian. Maybe it's on Naboo, just in a different location. I mean, it looks a little more run down, but the architecture looks very similar. Pikes. Mon Cali. Come on. Thank you. More pikes. So we're gonna be on. Here's Jabba. I don't see his little sidekick Crumb. I see Nyx. I wonder if Boba Fett would be in this image anywhere. This is really cool though that we're revisiting. I mean, do we get dropped into the Sarlacc or not Sarlacc? See, now I remember it. To the Rancor pit. All right, so this must be on a Star Destroyer, unless we're going to the new Death Star. I doubt that, but that would be quite the interesting thing. Because, I mean, the second Death Star would probably be, it's being built at this time. Hasn't been destroyed yet either. Another Imperial base. Doing some cool, almost parkour action. All right, this is like a droid facility. Looks like a protocol droid. Almost like C-3PO, but it's not C-3PO. I think we're stealing a ship here. Yep. Wait, is that's no moon? It's a space station. I mean, I think that one actually is a moon. Huh. This isn't the Endor, is it? Well, wouldn't that be something? If that previous shot, okay, this is at 155. So what if this actually is the second Death Star? Again, I don't think it is. I think it's more likely to be a Star Destroyer, but it could be, or some other base. But let's just play the game. What if? Like, what if this is the second Star Destroyer? And then this is the moon of Endor that we're familiar with from Return of the Jedi, which means if this is that location, the Death Star is in this vicinity. So maybe I'm not gonna put that expectation out there. Again, probably not. Chances are unlikely, but that would be pretty cool. I mean, we're in the time frame of it. Let's get some more Death Star action here. This seems like someone that. So that smug looking gentleman I was speaking of before, he looks like someone that you partner with in the beginning that's going to betray you. This person seems like more, again, just initial feels, starts as an enemy that becomes an ally. I'm just throwing it out there. We'll see. See, there's a Star Destroyer chasing after the ship she stole. It's not an X-Wing up there, is it? It is. All right. So we got TIE fighters up here in the left corner. We've got the Star Destroyer front and center, taking up most of the space. We've got asteroid, rubble. We've got the ship that our character is stealing, but then we have an X-Wing. That's interesting. So it looks like this is in the middle of it could be one of the partners or friends ships, because I don't see any more X-Wings, so it might be just a solo X-Wing, or we're involved or in the middle of a conflict between the Empire and the Rebels. So that's interesting. All right, so we've got a speeder. Nick's trying to hold on there. Rubble. I mean, it could be Yavin 4, and it could be Death Star 1 destruction. Maybe. Because, I mean, Yavin, that was jungle-esque. Well, definitely jungle, and this is jungle-esque. We'll see. Snow level. Creature with a skull. It's like half dinosaur, half like wog from Lord of the Rings. This is an Empire. Probably an underworld. All right, now we got TIE interceptors chasing us. This might be through that same rubble, because I see like, what is that? This looks like a creature. It's probably an asteroid, but it looks like the same scene from where that Star Destroyer is chasing us. I don't know where that is. I mean, it could be Death Star 2. I think I'm just really hoping for that. That'd be really cool. I forget what these creatures are. It might be Tatooine. There's a Sarlacc pit. I'm just seeing if we see anything around the Sarlacc pit. Not really. Death Trooper, ATST. Oh, we got those spider creatures we saw from Tatooine. So a lot of imagery from Tatooine, because this has got to be that sandworm from Mandalorian. I don't know if it's the same one, but same species. Watch out for that venom, that acidic spray it has. And that that looks like it's pretty much it. So could we be getting some Death Star action? Maybe. I'm not eliminating the possibility. Again, unlikely, but not eliminating that possibility there. Looks like all sorts of conflict. Empire, potentially Rebel, or you're in the middle of the conflict between those two, and then the syndicates. So again, the graphics look great. At least the storyline graphics look phenomenal. I'm going to want to play it alone for the story. So really, I'm really excited for it. And I know that, I mean, since it takes me a while to play games these days, people do record themselves playing the games, or they'll, patch together all the cinematic scenes from the game, and they'll make like a movie out of it. So I can go and watch that and get the story. I've done that instead of, like, for the first Jedi Fallen Order. because I wanted to watch that story again instead of going back and replaying it because that just takes too long. I've watched if you go to YouTube, you can find videos of all the scenes being thrown together and you can get that story in a shorter amount of time. So I've done that. So I could do that for this. But again, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but just curious to see what this story is all about. It looks fun. I don't have high expectations for it. I don't think it's going to be quite on the level of like Knights of the Old Republic in terms of fan reception or Force Unleashed or anything like that. But it looks like it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. So, hey, if I get to take out some stormtroopers, some crime syndicate people along the way, that's fun in itself. So I think Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order will probably be above this game, but just because, I mean, Cal Kestis, you're a Jedi. It's just a more intriguing story. Even though this is dealing with the underworld and crime syndicates, and I think that's a story everyone wants, but I think they want it more in a TV show or movie. It's also kind of a character we're familiar with, just different. But I won't say that because I don't know. I'm assuming, and I don't want to assume. So let's just wait till the game comes out and play it, and then we'll find out. So, quite excited either way. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up because it's late and I haven't been getting much sleep lately. So I will just speak to our social media handles really quick. So you can find us on Twitter at DebtBlockAA23pod, on Instagram at detention_block_AA_23, and then our Facebook group and YouTube channels, Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. And then you can also find us on TikTok now at DebtBlockAA23. Please bring us your follows, subscriptions, likes, downloads, reviews, ratings, any of it, all of it. Any little thing you can do, we greatly appreciate it. It really helps us get our name out there amongst all the Star Wars podcasts and live streams and channels out there. So we greatly appreciate all the things that you do and anything. So really enjoying the TikTok. So we're trying to get as much content out there as possible. We're getting about a video or two on average a day. Really appreciating and enjoying the interaction we're getting from TikTok, which we put then onto our YouTube channel. And I guess more of the interactions coming from the YouTube side of it, but it all originates from TikTok. So really having fun with that. And with that, thanks for joining for this another special trailer drop. Looking forward to Bad Batch, which releases in a couple of hours. So the next episode of Bad Batch will be bringing that to you either tomorrow or the next day. So looking forward to being back soon, talking about all that. And just so much great content to come. And I really wish I could remember what trailer. It had to be the Acolyte trailer. I'm gonna just look really quick because it's driving me crazy. Oh no, okay. We did do that Acolyte trailer, but not too long ago. But it was Tales of the Empire trailer. I knew that seemed wrong that it was Acolyte. And I was like, I thought we just did a trailer within the last week, and we did. It was Tales of the Empire. So if you haven't seen that, go check that recording out. And now you get to this one too. So well, again, lots of fun stuff. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back talking with you tomorrow or the next day for some more Star Wars content. So with that, as always,